Booyah!
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to The Fringe. When it comes to Justin Trudeau, everybody's a critic. Everybody hates the guy. In fact, everyone is counting down the days until Justin leaves office, or at least resigns, is maybe kicked out, or we see an election. Now, I'm not going to show any clips of Justin Trudeau today. I'm going to spare you guys, because going into the weekend, who needs that stress on their heads? But Kevin O'Leary dropping bombs on on Justin Trudeau yet again. I love Kevin O'Leary. I think he's fantastic. And one of the things I like about him is that he's straightforward. He doesn't care who he offends. And in the business world, part of the reason I've admired Donald Trump as well. And listen, you say whatever you want about Donald Trump as running in his presidential uh, positions, but I went to business school. I had to write my report on the art of the deal. I've been following Donald Trump for many years, and as a businessman, I like a lot of his practices, and Kevin O'Leary the same. In fact, when Kevin O'Leary had announced he was going to run for the Prime Minister of Canada years ago, before Justin Trudeau hit office, I was excited because I thought, man, if Kevin O'Leary was prime minister and Donald Trump was president of the United States, could you imagine the deals that would get done, the talking that would go on between? It'd be like watching Shark Tank all the time. It would be absolutely fantastic. Again, I get excited from the business aspect, but he recently, Kevin O'Leary hasn't shied away for his opinions on Justin Trudeau. And this interview that took place a while ago with Fox, I wanted to highlight because, man, it's just so awesome hearing what he has to say about Trudeau. Let's get into it.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Let me ask you about that part of your life. Very few people know about it in this country. Of course, you're well known in Canada as a result. You stepped down. A lot of people were pushing you to run, to take over the Conservative Party leadership. You know, this is a parliamentary system, but you looked at Quebec. Explain why that was important and why that maybe changed your trajectory.
You've got to think of Quebec as the Florida of Canada. It determines the CEO in the case the Canadian parliamentary system is the Prime Minister. And so depending on the ebb and flow of the other provinces, you really need to win at least 23 seats in Quebec if you're going to run a majority mandate. And my whole premise in that race in 2016 was, look, give me this job for 4 years. Let me apply what I believe are good executional skills, and I'll turn this country around. The same kind of message that was occurring with Trump at the time. And it was a populist message because Canada is the richest country on earth run by idiots. And I hate to say that as a Canadian because I have a passport,
right.
But I'm also Irish and I'm also Emirati. But I'm really unhappy about the way Canada's run. And I'm not picking at any one politicians. Very weak skill sets in management there. And that's the premise by which you want someone from business to run a country.
You've been very public in your disdain for the Prime Minister now, Prime Minister Trudeau, that he's doing a horrible job, that he's making things worse. You still subscribe to that, I guess, right?
He is one of the most successful politicians in history. He's been in that seat forever. He has zero executional skills. He is a horrible manager. He perhaps is the worst manager Canada's ever been under. The absolute worst. It can't get worse. Absolutely a -10.
So how do you feel about Trudeau? All right. Oh, you just answered that. Let me ask you, though. I mean, you were being touted. You're highly regarded in Canada and in this country as well. Very successful businessman. It's a great story. But I've often told people in studying a lot of business types who get wooed to run for high office, be it in Canada or the United States, that it's not as easy. And making in the political world is just not as easy as well. That's what made Donald Trump's victory back in 2016 so remarkable. It was so unusual. Now the fact that they're touting a Jamie Dimon to run, what do you make of that?
You know, what you want to find, and this is, I think, very interesting given the race, the way it's shaping up stateside, is can you find someone with legislative skills that are proven? In other words, has executed at a government level and also has great executional skills in business. And there is somebody, remarkably, and you mentioned it earlier, Doug Burgum in North Dakota. Right. You got to remember, I came up with him in the software industry. He created a massive software business that Microsoft bought, but he's also been very successful as a governor of North Dakota. And I know that because I invest in North Dakota.
Okay, so the reason I wanted to play that extended clip, because they're getting into American politics at this point, is what Kevin O'Leary states, and one of the things that I've always subscribed to, and part of the reason that I even say that the mashup of him beating Justin Trudeau to run for prime minister would have been amazing when Donald Trump was president. Again, two businessmen treating their countries as a business, treating it as essentially a source that we're going to do what's best for our people. Our people are our employees. Essentially, they pay into the company. We want to make sure that, money goes out of the company, that everybody's successful, that, our revenues, that our gains, I guess, are above everybody else's. Now, that being said, it transitions very well over to candidates like Pierre Poilievre. Now, a lot of people criticize Pierre and say, well, Pierre's never really had a real job. He's been in politics his entire life, ever since high school. He just kind of transitioned into politics, so he's never really had to hold a career or do anything on a business level. The problem is that I see it as kind of, I'm going to add to that as people are wrong when they say that, in the sense that he was a finance minister and a very successful finance minister. So if anybody's going to run the country moving forward, it should be somebody who helped balance the books during the Harper days, who understands what it means to be very cost effective when it comes to how Canada spends its money. In fact, I remember very long time ago when Pierre was still, in fact, a finance minister, and he used to talk in term of if he were to spend radical amounts of money, that he would have to talk to his wife. His wife wouldn't be happy, that they have to be responsible in their own home. And of course, the opposition fired back with, well, we're doing whatever we need to, and you don't seem to understand our policies. You want to jump on our bandwagon. And unfortunately, for the Liberals, Pierre has shown once again that he has the fortitude, so to speak, to move forward with our government, to balance things again, to axe tax, to build homes, to lower income taxes, to bring the jobs, to lower the crime. Essentially, all around, we're getting a good deal with Pierre. But Kevin O'Leary going to town on Justin once again. Country run by idiots. I don't think he could have summed it up any better way. But let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Are you shocked at what Kevin O'Leary had to say? I'm certainly not. Once again, Kevin is always great because he doesn't filter himself out. He doesn't suppress what he's thinking. He doesn't care who he offends or upsets, and that's one thing I like about him. But he does have a point with Quebec. He does have a point with the seats and how it's determined for the Prime Minister of Canada to get elected with a majority mandate. And again, Pierre's polling numbers showing that he's the front runner for the job, and that, look, we all know the truth. He's going to get that seat. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Again, if it's your first time here, I hope this video has earned your subscription. Make sure as you're hitting that button. Join us every Friday live here on the channel for Friday Night Fringe at 6 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Central, where we go over everything that's happened in the past week, everything coming up ahead, and we have a little bit of back and forth within our community. I always look forward to seeing you guys in those streams, and it's the highlight of my week, and I look forward to seeing each and every one of you there this Friday. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and have a great rest of your day. I'll catch you on the next one.